All right, welcome back to the A&T podcast. I'm the A,
And I'm the T for Tavius.
and welcome back. So we're gonna get started with the underdogs, and then we'll run into kind of the what we saw in the college, go through our teams, talk about some big news that's going around college and NFL, and then finish up with what we saw from the NFL and our picks there. But yeah, we can go ahead and get started with the underdogs.
You
Tavius
know,
had what was that?
I was gonna say I have a lot to say this pod. Um, some good and some bad, but mainly good. If you know, you know. But yeah, we can go ahead and start with these underdogs.
You had a good weekend.
I did.
Well, I mean, for your team, you did.
Oh, I was about to say for the underdog, man, you got my hopes up.
Nah, I haven't checked that. Oh,
I know my Sun Devils held firm.
they did. You were, I believe, once we got done with the call, they were down, and you were a little worried.
Oh yeah, they didn't start off hot, but the better team won at the end. That's what I'll say.
I'm just shocked that the game was that close, to be honest.
I mean, the line wasn't that big.
No, it wasn't, but Texas State, I didn't think was like that, and I didn't think, excuse me, Auburn, Arizona State was that bad. All right, so we'll go through your underdogs that you had last week. Arizona State, Arizona, Memphis, Miami, Ohio, and Tulane. Coming off hot with the Arizona State.
Starting off 1-0. Give myself a clap for that one.
Did not get Arizona though. K-State did their
You
job.
know, I will say the receiver had a lot better game. I ain't gonna lie, their quarterback is dog water. After watching brief stints of that game, I was like, how do you keep throwing interceptions? I don't know. But K State's a good football team. Not totally upset with that pick, but that's okay.
And then Memphis. You got the
I
dub
called
with
it.
Memphis.
I called it. The, that was my mean pick, and it worked. Um, FSU, they're just. I'm surprised their coach isn't fired yet. I'll put it bluntly.
Yeah, 0
I
and
might just
3.
keep it going and say 0-4. I don't know who they're playing this week, but I might keep it going.
And then the last, or you had Miami, Ohio. Who did they play again? Were they at
I
home?
think they lost. Yeah, they lost to Cincinnati 27-16. Um, yeah, the Red Hawks fought hard. Thought they play a little better. That's okay.
And then your two times pick was Tulane.
I know.
Where they were at the top. Yeah.
They lost 34-19 to Oklahoma. Hard fought. Tulane's offense didn't do as well as I thought they would. Um, Oklahoma's defense showed up. Still not impressed with Oklahoma though. They don't look that good, uh, for being honest. But it was my two times pick, and bit the bullet on that one. That's okay though.
So wait, are we counting that as one loss or two losses?
Two losses.
Two losses. So you this week you were 2 for 5, or
That doesn't
two
make
and five.
that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because you were 2 and 3, and then with your two times. Oh wait, my bad. 2 and 4.
There we go. Honestly, how'd I do last week? Was I 2-3 or 1-4?
Last week. Right, okay. Oh, you were 2 and 3. I think you've been. Oh no, you've improved from week 1 because week 1 you were 0 and 5.
Okay, see? Hey, you got two
but you
right.
stayed the same.
We're doing better. I want to say I did better than you this weekend. I
Yeah,
think we should go
well,
over here to see who came out on top on week 3.
I think I went over.
Hey,
Yeah, I did.
put the clapping emojis in the comments. Put the clapping emojis in the comments. If you're watching this, those that put the clapping emojis, real ones.
Yeah, my five were South Carolina, Oregon State, Florida, TCU, and North Texas.
TCU lost. Who they play?
TCU lost to UCF on the last, uh, w- yeah, I think it was the last second
Ooh,
field goal.
wow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. So South Carolina came down to the wire with you, with your LSU Tigers. Oregon State was not even close. Florida, not even close. TCU was a close one, and North Texas, not even close. So 0-5, and then with my two times pick makes it 0-6. So we are now, let's see, you are 5-11, and I am 6-10.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't call it a comeback, but we done came back. Okay, let's put it out there. Let's call out the elephant in the room. We started off poorly, but I told y'all we'd come back. As slowly but surely, these underdog
Slowly
picks.
but surely, I went 0-5. You had this to win. You came back fast.
Hey,
But
you know,
I'm also gonna say we both it didn't take long for both of us to go over. You
it
got it
didn't.
out of the way week one. I brought it week three.
But you see, you started here and went there. I started here and went there. All right.
Oh, see,
I'd
now
rather
you're
do
here.
that. No,
Yeah,
no,
you got the same record as last week.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess here, sure. But we started here, did this, and then did this. Which is
Hmm.
still upwards. Y'all were like, uh, So
All right.
week 4 is gonna be a big week. I can already smell it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do pretty good. I'm gonna get more than 0 wins.
I mean, it's hard to keep doing zeros.
All
Um,
right. You wanna go ahead and start before we dig into the record for the games on what you got to talk about college wise.
are we venting now, or we're gonna? Yeah, you look like you want to vent now. So yeah, I'll start first on a little. Let's start with the bad. The bad is we started the game down 17 to nothing.
Yeah.
Um, doing quick math, outside of that first quarter, we outscored them 36-16. If I'm doing my math correctly.
There's a 12
Um,
o'clock game right now.
yeah, 36 to 26. No, they started out 17-0. I'm pretty sure. You're making me look bad, Aiden. Click on go scroll down. Let's see the game cast. Yeah, we started out 17 nothing, and then we outscored them 36. Okay, correct. Now, I feel like majority of that first SEC game on the road of the year, first time starting quarterback for the year. He started 3, 4 games before then. A little bit of undisciplined football, right? That's something that's been plaguing us recently. Why we started out 17-0. Game plan, we weren't ready to play. And I think at the end of the day, the better team won, but our preparation leading into the game, I don't think was that good. Um, our run fits poor. We've given up, I think now, 4 60+ yard touchdown runs. Unacceptable. Um, we it's probably for the best that either quarterback that played for South Carolina couldn't throw it that well. Sorry, pass defense wasn't put on blast, but we also couldn't tackle. That's you know poor, but these are fixable things, and I think this game will allow us to correct those moving forward. Offensively, for the first half, we couldn't run the ball effectively, pretty much. But then we started finding a groove in the running game. The true freshman put the running game on the shoulders. It felt like. And once we were able to start running the football, our offense started clicking. Um, Garrett Nussmeier made some questionable decisions, and our play calling and goal to go situations. It's twice now in 3 weeks where first and goal, go for it on fourth and goal, and we don't get it. Um, that one, the one I'm talking about, we ran it 3 straight times, lined up in the same formation, play action, he stumbles. It was technically open if he doesn't stumble. But why are we running two straight run plays in the same formation,
Yeah.
expecting right run to one, we don't get it, line up in something else. You can run it again, that's fine. I don't mind running it 3 straight times, but doing it out of similar formations, let's get a little bit more creative than that. Um, so our play calling in the red zone has been a little off, a little iffy, but I think that's also fixable. Um, Garrett's decision making at times fixable. So all of our problems are fixable, and that's what really Brian Kelly was talking about in his press conference when I listened to it. And I agree. We're gonna need to get fixed quick though, because in 3 weeks when we play Ole Miss, we gotta have we gotta have our chin straps, strapped on tight. But I still think, despite how we performed, I still think we're a playoff team. I'm like that we were able to persevere and showed resilience. So winning this game, and then all the Gamecock fans that I've seen on social media or in the YouTubes, in the comment section, talking about how the refs won us this game. Both sides were heavily penalized. Similar penalties, similar amount of yards. The refs didn't help y'all win this game. Both teams struggled with discipline on both sides of the ball. Plain and
Yeah.
simple. If anything, LSU has a bigger argument because two D linemen moving at the same time should not be a delayed game on us. Last I checked, defensive players were allowed to move. And if offensive players move because they move, that's a false start. Now, sure, can we just not sit there and mimic the snap count and do that? Sure, I agree with that. That should be delayed game. But just off moving, no, that's bogus. They need to review that rule and fix that, because that's like 2, 3 penalties already. We got delayed games for similar things, and I don't understand why. But overall, I'm glad we got the win. Good teams win games, no matter how they can. And we just need to sharpen up, clean up a lot of things, but I think we'll be all right in the end.
Yeah.
That's my venting session. I'm curious to see what you have to say, Mr. Gator,
About you guys or about the Gators?
about what the game and about what y'all's game looked like.
So your game, I didn't get to watch all of it. Went to a softball game. Girlfriend's cousin was in town, so went there. Had, excuse me, had it on my phone while she was playing, so I glanced at it. Um, one time I looked down at it, and sure enough, I look at it, and you guys are punting. Dude got his big old mitt up there, and he swatted it down. I was like, no way. I thought that it hit your guys' shield. I did not know that he got even touched it. But he got upended, and his hand was just, it was perfect placement for his hand. Like there's no other way to explain it. Good effort by the kid, but I mean he got it, and then I was like, uh-oh, you guys are in trouble. Whenever I was watching, yeah, your run game was non-existent at the beginning. Defense couldn't stop them. That's one thing that I told you at the very beginning of the season. It is, if you go down to South Carolina, it's going to be a little harder than what you think to play there. Uh, they had game day there. I was unaware they had a game day there at the beginning. And then whenever I heard that, I was like, yep, this is going to be a game. That's why I think we were a little questionable at the beginning. Um, but yeah, I mean, you guys ended up squeaking it out. Um, but I think you guys will learn from this. We'll see how you guys respond. Do you know who you guys have next?
I think South Alabama, the team that put up
Okay.
87 on that. No, no, no. I lied. Don't listen to me. We're playing UCLA. Then we're playing
Oh, that's
South
right.
Alabama. Then we're playing Ole
That's right.
Miss. So we got UCLA who underwhelming, but it's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. Yeah, you guys should be pretty good then. But
One thing, real quick though, before you get onto your team.
hmm
Um, I know you mentioned it gets electric, and I was hearing it gets electric. But after game day ended, there was like a brief pause before the game started, and I heard like the bands. They were one of them was doing a song that's popular. I forgot the name of it, but they were going doing what opera. I don't know whose band it was. They were killing it. The stadium was loud. They started playing what they say, Sandman or whatever, Sandstorm.
yeah.
It was getting loud. I was like, I'm listening to this on like the TV or my phone or whatever, and I was getting hyped. So I could only imagine what it was like there. And it's bumping, but
Yeah.
I was impressed. I was impressed. But yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Yep. No, they definitely know how to get it rocking over there.
Yeah,
All right. Now on to my little spiel. Where's
I
this
should
at?
go first. 'Cause I feel like you're gonna be long-winded, rightfully so.
Where's it at?
And the next time you'll go first for
There it
my
is.
game. But
Okay.
I started to watch it, but I was flipping through games, and just from an offense standpoint, y'all were frustrating me. I was getting frustrated. I'm not even a Florida fan. Texas A&M does have a good defense, but y'all are lost out there on the offensive end of the football. If I'm being honest. I don't know what
Offensive end.
y'all, huh?
Offensive end.
Yeah, y'all are lost. Um,
Okay.
in a tough situation, but this was a winnable game for y'all. I felt like your defense, probably played pretty poorly too. I didn't watch too much to really tell. We gave up 33 to A&M, so you got to be somewhat bad to do that.
Yep.
But yeah, I
Thanks.
mean, I just feel
Thanks for
bad for
throwing that
you,
in there.
huh?
Thanks for throwing that in there.
Yeah, obviously, but I just feel bad for you. I really do. You're like the most talented bad team in the nation. I'm putting it out there.
Yep.
But
Well, I
what do you
mean,
have to say?
just going off of what you're saying, you got to look at it as also who's steering the boat, right? And I've ever since they brought Billy in, and I kind of saw who he was and how he kind of ran things, I was all for him. I was so happy that he was going to be there. He seemed like a guy that he knew what he was doing and was going to get this program back on track, and he was saying all the right things. But then you had your first year, I give it to you. Came in with a broken program from Mulligan, and then you come in the next year with the, I'm not gonna say it was a really hard schedule, but it wasn't just a walk in the park. But you also had one of the, I don't know, you had pieces to win games, and you let some fall apart. The biggest thing that I was very upset about at the very beginning of the game is something that has been lingering for the past 2 years, and that's penalties. Ever since Billy has gotten there, penalties have killed the momentum, have killed just everything that they've had going. We had it was like a third and, I don't know, I want to say six or something, and we got a holding call and gave them another down. Now, the second penalty that I'm about to talk about, probably one of the worst targeting calls I've ever seen in my life. But we back them up. It's first and 35. Stop them 5 yards or 4 yards. First and 31 or second and 31, and then they run the whatever. I can't remember. It wasn't a bubble route, but dude jumps. Guy comes in, hits him down. Flag for no reason. Gonna be third and 25 or something like that. Nope, we're gonna go ahead and give you guys an automatic first down. And by the way, that guy's got a targeting call on him. What are we doing? It just doesn't make sense. It's even the ref that was on TV said that that was nothing. That was shouldn't been nothing. And that just didn't help the situation because both of those penalties ended up leading to a Texas A&M touchdown. Don't get me wrong, that backup quarterback is nice. He can do a lot of things that the I can't, is it Wagner is or something like that?
Weedman.
Wingman, yeah. What he can't do, I mean, he can run and throw on the run. I didn't really, wasn't impressed with the starting quarterback against Notre Dame. But going back to the Florida side of things, we couldn't get anything rolling. I told you on the podcast before, I knew that they were going to start Mertz. It's just who Billy is. I did not know that they were going to do every drive. They were going to switch. And you can say what you want about just keeping it that way and doing it a way to keep the morale the same and stuff. But to me, at the end of the third, or even at like the middle of the third, whenever we were down 3 scores, Mertz drove all the way down, got us a touchdown. Stick with Mertz. He was playing better than DJ was at the time. A&M seemed like they had DJ's number. DJ did a lot of good things as a freshman. I'm not gonna lie, he did. But you get down by 2 drives or 2 touchdowns after just scoring. You finally get a stop on defense, and then you throw DJ back in there. Like to me, that just adds pressure to DJ. Merch just went in, scored a touchdown. Well, now I have to score a touchdown. And then what does he do? He puts the ball in danger, throws it to the defense after on the second play. Like to me, like there's just that's not what I would have done. Ride the hot hand. Mertz is very composed. He doesn't really put the ball in danger. The one pick six that he had, the dude missed it. It came off of his wrist like that. To me, that's not Mertz's fault. It's just they got deflected up in the air. Um, but I mean, can't change anything from it. I mean, DJ scored on his drive. I think that it's nice that he's getting SEC playing time. But I also feel like most of the time that he was in, he felt rushed. He didn't feel like himself. He didn't seem like himself. He was more worried and everything. I didn't see anybody come up and just be like, dude, relax. Like, it's football. You're gonna be all right. Nobody like reassured him, which I think he needed. I think if he stays at Florida, and I'll get into that here in a minute as well. I think it'll be good for him. Um, to kind of just understand all that stuff and kind of just build from that. But me heading into Mississippi State, Mertz needs to start. I You can throw DJ in there. I didn't like it whenever we had Emory Jones and AR and they were doing it every other drive. I couldn't stand it. Emory Jones was fine, but AR was definitely better. Here I think Mertz is going to be better than DJ. Mertz has the experience. He's calmer. He's been in the SEC for a second year now. He knows what to expect. I think if Mertz can kind of just copy that to DJ and let him know, hey, like this is what I'm seeing, this is what we're doing. You don't have to throw it in that window if it's not there. It's DJ has all the potential in the world, but I think the more that he can kind of just go in a couple plays and not just get thrown into the fire and kind of understand what Mertz is seeing, I think that's going to benefit him in the long run. Now, about the defense. I I don't know. I Ever since game one, I don't know what has been going on with our defense, but we couldn't stop a 10U team from scoring. It's bad. I think their first touchdown, they ran a seam with the tight end and the dude was naked in the end zone. Like it's just like what do we like there's no communication. It was too high. The safety bit on the I think it was like either the two receiver or the one receiver. And I'm sitting here like, what? Like you talk about the Miami game and how many pieces like fell apart, the miscommunication and stuff. You would think after that week you'd want to kind of correct that stuff. And then you turn around and watch the same thing. We brought a blitz against, is it Reed? Yeah, against Reed. It came on the outside. He booted out to the right, threw across his body to the middle of the field with a dude that was again just standing there wide open. Like the communication is awful in the back end. I was expecting better communication. I was expecting better play from the defense. I'm a huge guy. I'm a huge fan of Sap, who's on the line. I'm a huge fan of um, James, the linebacker. I'm not that high on McCollum Jr. I watched him play last year whenever I went to the McNeese game, and he kind of acted like he was way better than McNeese. And it's just like, if you want to be in the NFL, you need to show that you're better than everybody instead of walking around and just feeling like you are. Castle, the safety, I think that's his name. I was expecting more from him, and I'm not saying that none of these guys are just trash and they can't get better. I pray that they do get better. I think that there's a lot of talent on our defense. Right now, it's just a mess. We can't tackle. We can't do simple stuff. If it's 3rd and 14, I think that they're going to convert it. And I used to never think that about Florida. I miss the old days whenever we had a great defense and not so good offense because your defense, you could get stops and you can have the ball in your hands. Now, we can't do either. Can't stop anybody and we can't score. So, again, I was really high on Billy and part of me wants to still be high on Billy, but like it's starting to slip. And there's after the game and on Sunday morning, it might have been Saturday night, I got a notification that the boosters were meeting on Sunday about Billy's future as a Florida Gator coach. And apparently they had already came up with the money to get him out. Now, this is going to be a little controversial, but I think that if they get rid of Billy, it gets worse. I think if you take out the head coach who puts all the organization and all of that stuff in it, it just turns into a bigger mess. You have one of the hardest schedules in college football, and you're going to tell them, hey, game four, you don't have a head coach. We're bringing in an interim head coach. I think you're going to do so much more damage if you take the head coach away and throw some interim coach in there and tell him to figure it out. I think, and I've watched all the press conferences and I get so frustrated about it, but the way that Billy has this thing ran, he's very organized with everything that he does. The only thing that is hurting him right now is which is what he said after the on the press conference after the game. The product that they are putting out on the field is not good enough. Ever since week 1, week 2 they played Samford. They did what they were supposed to do, and now they're coming and they're getting beat by A&M. This is supposed to be like the easy part of their schedule too. Now we go to Mississippi State, who just got beat by Toledo 44-17, if I'm not mistaken. But if we lose to Mississippi State, then I'm gonna be in here next Monday saying get rid of Billy now because we should not lose that game. But like we are supposed to have at least 4 to 5 wins underneath our belt heading into the meat of our schedule. Yeah, I said it, 4 to 5 wins because that's all we were supposed to win. But that's what I'm saying. Like we're not winning the games that we should. And I say games like Miami, but I wasn't aware of how good Miami was. But I do think that if our defense would have stepped up, we could have made that a game. But I think the biggest problem for us right now is our defense. Our offense is just play calling. I think you even said it. We have the talent. We're just not fitting the talent in. We have a freshman that came in, redshirt freshman. I don't know where he's at. I haven't heard his name once, but I know that he's a beast. And I think it's like LJ McCray. That dude is built different, and I do not know. I don't know if he's out there playing or what, but I have not heard him. I've not seen him, unless I'm just blind. But they need to play some of these youngsters out there and get them some time. But also, the youngsters need to be in the veterans' ears. But I think Trey Wilson not playing hurt us. I don't know where his headspace is, and if we don't figure out something, I think a lot of this talent is going to be hitting the portal. And that scares me. If we lose DJ, if we use Wilson, if we lose McCray, if we lose James, like if it's Billy or if it's somebody else, then they've got a lot of transfer stuff to bring in. They got a lot of high school recruits to bring in. The more games that we have like this, the more we start to thin our chances with 4 stars, 5 stars, high schoolers. So it's a very concerning time to be a Florida Gator fan, and I've tried to be so positive about it because after week 1, everybody was saying, "Oh, fire Billy, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "We got a lot of football to play. We still have a lot of football to play, but there needs to be a major jump in all 3 phases of the game. It can't just be no baby steps." But I will stop talking and let you say your piece because I could talk about this all day.
I already said my piece. I
Oh yeah, that's right. But anything else that you had to add?
ain't gonna lie. On our next call this week, I might pick Mississippi State as a dog.
I don't blame you. I really don't. And like that's where I'm at. Like I think like it is so hard for me too because like I know that we're going to that LSU game and it just like hurts because it's like I want to go. I will never pass down a chance to go to the swamp. But like I'm also like getting so disappointed because if we are still going to be on this track by the time that we go, I don't think you're going to experience the same thing that I experienced last year. Like there was people that were booing Napier whenever there was the rain delay and then halftime and then after the game. Like it's not like the swamp used to be one, I'm not saying I'm saying one of the hardest places to play. And we've seen 2 teams walk in there, bank us and walk out. And it's like What is going on? And that's like the most frustrating thing because it's just like we were so high. I was so hyped for us to go to this LSU Florida game because I thought, we would be okay. You guys would be where you guys are at, and it's going to be a game. But now I don't even know. I texted you after the game and I said, I don't know if we're going to win another game this year.
Yeah.
But it's really starting to look like that because it's like if we can't figure anything out and like listen, me and you've been on some really bad teams in college and it's like once you lose that locker room and once you lose like that willingness to fight, it's like you're on a slip and slide. As soon as you slip, you're done. Like you're sliding downhill so fast and then it's done. And like I just don't want that to happen to Florida because I want it to be competitive. I want us to go into, the Tennessee game and be like, we have a shot. But like right now, the way that Tennessee's rolling, I don't know if I want to watch that game on October 12th.
Well, I will say you might not want to watch that game on October 12th, even if you do vastly improve. You might not want to watch that game. But I
If
will
our
say like,
defense doesn't improve,
but I will say like, Mississippi State's winnable, UCF's winnable, Tennessee's probably gonna spank you. But like, Kentucky's winnable. You're playing Georgia in Florida. If y'all
yeah,
make that
but
competitive, or even like they almost lost to Kentucky. Kentucky's not that good.
weird things happen at Kroger Stadium, dude, as you saw last week. And
I know, but I'm just saying it's like that's my point. It's the SEC at night. It's just tough to play at any SEC besides Vanderbilt at any SEC school at night. It's just tough to play there. So that's why I think you're slightly over exaggerating the LSU game or even the Ole Miss game. Even though Ole Miss looks really good, even Georgia, like those three games are winnable. Well, never mind. I lied about Ole Miss. Y'all were playing at 11 a.m. But LSU Georgia, if you even play like mid afternoon, we still have to show up, and they still have to show up to play. So like, I I don't think it's crazy to see in the next four games you win three of them, and y'all come out inspired against Georgia. And if you're able to pull that off,
oh,
confidence through the roof, and that's all you need sometimes in
i-
college.
if if we pull that off, I don't know what I'll do.
Promise the people something, Aiden.
I
Promise.
I was going to, but I don't know what to promise.
All right, like, comment, subscribe, comment what you want to see Aiden do if Florida pulled out the upset against Georgia. Um, but yeah, I think are y'all in a bad spot right now? Sure, but I guess you'll see the response in the next couple weeks how the team feels about Napier. If you see them play
Well,
inspired, they don't want to see him go, and I think that's what the boosters want to see. I think all that press about we're ready to fire him now, they want to see how the team responds. If y'all go in there and look bad against Mississippi State, that's all that tells the boosters and the fans is like the team's not they're not bought in to Napier.
yeah.
So, so I think
Well,
these
there's
next two
already
weeks will be really big for Napier. See if he's
yeah
got the team bought in or not.
yeah. There's some speculation going on right now because Trey Wilson is liking posts on social media about getting Napier out of Florida. Yeah.
It's all right. Florida's just messy in general.
Yeah, but I will say that the crazy part about Florida is that money is not really a problem whenever it comes to playing like football because the boosters already had the money ready to get him out.
That's a rumor.
Well, just saying, it doesn't shock me.
Look, I think we should just revisit this again next
We
Monday
will. We will.
and just see how y'all do this weekend. That's all.
Hopefully I'm
At
not
this point,
crying next Monday.
huh?
I said, hopefully I'm not crying next Monday if we lose to Mississippi
Hopefully
State.
not.
I don't.
The
I might
cowbells are
sell all
loud.
my Florida stuff.
Those cowbells are loud. Um,
Didn't bother Toledo.
it did not. It did not. Toledo probably came in like, oh, this is the SEC? Wow. So
We could join
impressed.
them. All right, before we get into this college stuff, I'm gonna go pee real fast.
Boo. All right. We're going to edit this out. Chat slash people in the comments. If y'all made it this far in the video, please hit that like button. Um, if you don't, you're a hater. It's okay. I get it. You've also made it this far in the video. Type go Tigers in the comments. See who's really listening. Let's who knows, maybe Aiden keeps us in. If he does and you are listening, go Tigers, spell go the right way, Geaux. Go Tigers, comment that, put some emojis, some tigers in there. Let's really make this a pro LSU, New Orleans Saints, kind of sports channel. That'd be nice. We don't really want to be a Gator. You just heard this man vent. You don't want to support this team. Support a team that has a shot at making the playoff. LSU. Even though we played sloppy, we're gonna get that cleaned up. And when Rebels come to town, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. We're in there like swimwear. We're just gonna beat the Rebels. That's what we're gonna do. Uh, yeah. Ooh, y'all aren't. Ooh, let me start talking about my Saints. Man, that's gonna be crazy. I tell you, man. I told y'all. I told y'all last week. 10 plus. We're gonna win by 10. We end up winning by quick math. 44, 19, 25. 25. We're nice. We're nice. Um, Let me pull up LSU's schedule real quick. I know I'm jumping around right now. I'm just thinking about a lot of stuff. Um, Before I talk about LSU schedule though, next week I have about a solid 8 picks I can make for underdog picks. I'm gonna have to dwindle down to 5. Also, might have to do some pivots based off 80s. He's going first this week, so he might steal some of my thunder. But after going 0-5, I doubt he's gonna pick the stuff I'm picking. So we're just gonna see about that. That's really what we're gonna do. Now looking at LSU schedule, um, yeah,
I'm back.
that was the next 2 weeks. Oh, sorry, I was just talking to chat slash the comment section on YouTube, keeping us
What we got
entertained
left?
after you alleviated your bladder. I don't know if you're gonna keep in what I was just rambling about for the last 3 minutes. It was good content. I don't know.
I mean, we can. I was thinking about just cutting it.
No, I even said that. Aid might cut this, but I just started rambling for 3 minutes. So yeah, after you listen, you make that decision. It doesn't matter to me. All
All
right,
right.
what's the next segment, boss man?
All right, we got our college picks from the weekend.
Top 25.
Top 25.
All right, here we go. I'm curious to see who did better. I think it was me, but we'll see.
All right, Arizona, K-State. You had Arizona. I had K-State.
All right, starting off hot.
Bama, Wisconsin. Yep, Bama, Wisconsin. We both had Bama. You said Bama covers.
Did Bama
Oklahoma,
cover?
I believe so. Yeah, they had to. No way they spread was 30 points. Let's see. What was I? Oklahoma State, Tulane. We both had OK State. You said OK State covers. Again, I'm pretty sure that they did. There it is. Yep. LSU, South Carolina. You had LSU. I had South Carolina. And then Michigan State, or sorry, Arkansas State versus Michigan. Both picked Michigan. Any thoughts on the Michigan quarterback controversy over there?
They're finally starting the quarterback they should have been starting.
I agree. Definitely think Orgy should have been
Unless
named the starter.
unless he comes out against USC and they just spank, then they made the right decision in the first place. They shouldn't have went back. Have a backbone. Stick with your guns. But honestly, it's like they're struggling on offense. Orgy's a more dynamic playmaker. Even if his passing game might not be the best, he can still make plays with his legs. And that's sometimes all you need to spark an
Yep.
offense. Also, I just want to put out there, you steamrolled past Georgia, Kentucky.
I haven't gotten there yet.
They were the first game up there.
Well, I know, but that's not on what I have written down.
Oh, okay. As long as we get to talk about that, I'm good. But okay,
We
continue.
will. We will. Boston College, Missouri. I think we both had Mizzou. Yes, we both had Mizzou and we both had Boston College covering.
And I'm looking up the line right now. Give me 10 seconds, chat. Line was 14 and a half. They lost by 6.
Covered.
So they
Covered.
covered it.
That game, talk about a nail biter at the beginning.
I didn't get to watch it.
I just kept up with it, and Boston College looked like they had their number in the. I believe it was all the way up until till halftime, and then
Hmm.
Missouri got the lead and just never gave it up. But Boston College did give them a run for their money. I think that was a good test for Missouri. I think I don't know who Missouri has next, but I think that will give them a little wake
They
up
got
call.
Vandy.
And okay,
Vandy them
so they
at A&M.
should. Okay, their real test I think will be against A&M with their defense.
Also, I think we should point out Vandy disappointed us by losing. So
Saw I saw.
the one time we give Vandy praise, they lose. Just
Yep,
that's Vanderbilt for you. I tried to tell you. We tried to tell you. You can't. Sometimes you just can't compliment people.
you can't.
You just can't. Then
It
they just throw
just
it in your face with disrespect.
yep.
Um,
Oregon, Oregon State. You had Oregon. I had Oregon State. You said Oregon would cover. Almost positive they did. Ball State, Miami. Both had Miami. No doubt about it.
we're steaming
Two.
past Oregon, but we shouldn't. They finally
Oregon
blowed
has
out.
got Oregon.
They finally blew out a team they should have. So I think they're now starting to buy back in. Like, okay, we got to start, that continuous success kind of thing. They're starting to put that together.
Yep. Um, Tulane, OU. You had Tulane. I had OU. Notre Dame, Purdue. Notre Dame. We both picked Notre Dame. Good bounce back. Good bounce back for them. A lot. I knew a
The
couple people
offense,
that went to the game. What was that?
the offense finally put up points.
But what are your thoughts on Lincoln or not Lincoln Riley? Riley Leonard still has not thrown a touchdown.
How the hell they score 66 points?
He had three rushing.
How else they scored?
Their backup quarterback.
Love 48 yards. Riley. Interception. Running back. Backup quarterback threw a touchdown.
Yep.
Backup quarterback threw a touchdown. Ah, I don't know. They played
Going
him.
into week 4 with no throwing touchdown though,
I guess he's just a running quarterback. I don't know.
it's crazy. But they have another test with Miami, Ohio at Notre Dame. Last time they played at Notre Dame, and it was a non-Power 5 school, Power 4 school, whatever you want to call it. Did not end well. Let's see if they can bounce back. At home. Utah, Utah State. We both had Utah. Ole Miss, Wake Forest. Both had Ole Miss. Texas, UTSA. Thoughts on what's going on over there?
I saw today Quinn is not going to play this week, but he'll be week to week after that.
Hmm.
Arch Manning's the real deal. So the longer Quinn's out and Arch Manning keeps lighting it up, I mean Quinn was playing really well, so like I guess he'll get the spot back. But like if Arch keeps lighting it up, I don't know. I mean we'll also see if they let Arch get tested because I mean they play a bad team next week.
Yeah, that's not what I meant. That's not what I thought you meant by tested. I thought you meant drug tested because of the way
Um,
that he's playing.
I mean yeah they honestly they could let Quinn sit the next 2 weeks. They play
Uh,
Monroe and then Mississippi State. Let Arch get that, get some good experience playing time. Then you play Red River. If Quinn's healthy enough, put him out there. If not, let's get the Arch Manning show.
yeah,
That kid was lighting it up.
yeah. I don't know. They're definitely gonna have to have some talks with the quarterback and who they're moving on with. But I mean, they have it's one best 1-2 punch in college football. You can either get Ewers or you can either get Arch. Arch is gonna beat you. So is Ewers. It doesn't matter. Just tell them which
I
one you
mean,
want.
if we're gonna do that, Arch can do what Quinn Ewers can do and run the
Yeah,
football.
yeah,
So it's really the only thing Quinn has on him is experience,
yeah.
which is important. So we'll just see what happens with that. But Texas is in good hands, regardless.
They are. All right, the game you wanted to talk about, Georgia, Kentucky.
I thought Kentucky was a bad football team.
I Their defense is good. Their offense is sluggish.
Isn't their quarterback like a former
Transfer
Georgia
from
backup?
Yeah, graduated from Georgia, is now a grad student at Kentucky. But like I said earlier, man, Kroger Stadium is weird things happen at night over there.
They must.
But that is even though Georgia squeaked out with it, it was a good little wake up call for Georgia. I, I believe they have a bye week this week, and then that following week they go to Bama. So I think that was a good little test for them. They got
Once
out
in a
with a
test,
win.
though,
Well, I mean, a close game like that, barely beating them by one. Yeah, I think that's a benefit of loss, but you won, right? You didn't play your best ball, should have lost, but you squeaked out with a win. I don't know. I think Kirby is a good coach, and I think that he's going to get them back to where they were, and I think that was their one slip up.
they almost fell into the trap.
What trap?
No, just looking ahead to Alabama. Kentucky ain't
Yeah,
good. So they almost fell into the trap,
yeah,
which would have almost ruined their season, to be honest.
yep.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Northern Iowa and Nebraska. I believe that's right there. Yep. 34-3. We both had Nebraska, and then Tennessee, Tennessee and Kent State. Where is that game? Because what they did was just not right. 71-0. Taking an onside kick in the first quarter, up 30-0.
I hate seeing stuff like that.
I will say, Tennessee right now is looking like a problem. They haven't played anybody that's really tested them. Their next game is, I think, at Oklahoma, which will be a better test, but I don't think it will still be the test that they need. That Georgia Tennessee game at Georgia will be a real test for them, and I'm
So you skip
interested to
over
see.
Bama.
I didn't know when if who came first, but I know that that one game there.
Bama comes 10-19 and Georgia comes 11-16. So today
Okay,
I think we'll be in
Gainesville.
Gainesville.
So, well, both of those games will be a good test, but Oklahoma will be a better test of what they've played. NC State is not everybody thought they were going to be, and Oklahoma's they're doing okay right now, but I don't know. I don't see them being that much of a threat to Tennessee, but we'll talk about that more on Thursday.
Hmm.
But we both had Tennessee, and then the games that we threw in just for fun, Vandy and Georgia Tech. We both picked Vandy. Try to give them their flowers. They threw it right back at us. Colorado and Colorado State. We both picked Colorado State,
Yeah, that's bad.
but we both wanted Colorado to win, which is what happened. I thought it was a good game for them to, kind of. You guys can say that it's Colorado State, but still, you were playing the way that they played against Nebraska. They were not going to be able to win many games if they kept playing that way. So I think next week or this week they play Baylor, open up with some Big 12. So we'll see.
Yeah, did you see what happened at the end of the game? Like
With
Colorado State
Shador.
dude tried to shake Shooter's hand, and Shooter was like, "You talking hella crap."
No, that was a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you said safety. But
Mm-mm.
yeah, yeah, walked over and he goes, "Yeah, remember what you said?" The quarterback got mad. Yeah, keep talking. What are you gonna do? You just lost twice. Like,
I ain't
okay,
gonna lie,
well,
I don't like that from Shooter
really?
because it's like both teams are talking. He talks a lot too,
Yeah.
especially his brother. His brother got a loud mouth, and,
Especially on game day.
and it's just like, all right, like if everyone had that mindset, like no one would shake hands.
Yeah.
And then you talk crap, y'all kick their butt, shake his
Yeah.
hand, call it a day.
I think it just that one's got a little more taste to it, ever since last year about what the coach said.
Uh,
But I
I,
I get I get why he didn't. But again, at some point you kind of just gotta let it go. It's football. People talk.
I just think he's a little sensitive. It's all right though.
IU and UCLA.
You know, I was reading something, and it was this dude on ESPN. Well, I have ESPN Plus, but like I forget the writer's name, but he was ranking the last undefeated. There's like 43 unbeaten teams in college. He had Indiana ranked 12th.
12 is kind of high for me, but
There's someone else believing the hype, Aiden.
I've never seen Indiana score this many points.
I'll
And they
wait till
went
they play somebody.
then they went to UCLA. UCLA's bad, but like usually so is IU. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll find out soon enough. I used to really like that.
And then UConn and Duke. We both
Duke.
picked Duke. Duke beat them by 5. And then the backyard brawl. West Virginia and Pitt.
I think Pitt won.
I believe so too. I think it was at Pitt.
They're right there. You just passed.
Yep. Yep. All right.
All right, go ahead. Tell us what the records are. I think it's very close. It's not like lopsided like it was last time. I think lopsided last time. You went 21-4. I went 19-6. I think. So that wasn't too lopsided.
You finished 16-5.
Wait, there were only 21 ranked games last week,
Uh, well, we picked 5 games extra.
but there was only what 16 ranked games last week.
Yep.
No way.
Last week?
Week
No,
3.
last week there was 24 games.
No, I'm talking about like this week we just picked. There's one,
Oh,
two, three, four, five, six. There were only 16. Wow.
and I went 17-4.
What?
You, we had identical picks besides South Carolina, LSU, Arizona, and K-State. And then Oregon, Oregon State, Tulane, OU, and then the last ones were West Virginia and Pitt.
Interesting.
Beat you
Only
by
one game.
1.
That's all right.
It was close. It was close. Anything else on the college end that you want to chat about?
No,
Uh,
I'm looking forward to Thursday's call though.
uh,
Next
got a
week
whole
doesn't
new
have
top 25.
too many great games, but there's enough interesting ones to be looking at for. A little better than last week, to be honest.
We got we
Still,
got a
no good night games.
yeah, really?
Not a ranked game. Well, never mind. Tennessee, Oklahoma at 6:30. Yeah, that's only good one.
Yeah. Utah and Oklahoma State. Should be a
Where
good
you
game.
see that at? That's not at night.
No, it's 4:15.
No. Yeah, there's a couple good afternoon ones. But
There, I believe game day is in Newman. I believe.
is that Stillwater
Yeah, I don't know why I said Newman. No, Norman.
for
I
Oklahoma?
believe. Yeah, it's at Oklahoma. But we'll see.
All
All
right,
right.
time to move on to the NFL.
Week 2. If you want to go ahead and
Let's start with this. Prayers for Tua. Um, hopefully, he makes the best decision for himself and his family. Um,
what do you think that should be?
honestly. Just do some neck exercises so you can reduce whiplash. And I mean, I have no clue. It's like as a competitor, I'd still like if I was in his shoes, I'd still play.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, if he chooses to play or not to play, I hope he keeps playing. Um, but if he doesn't, you gotta do what's best for you sometimes. But I mean, I'll let them make that decision. But what do you think?
Given how many times he's had a concussion, given how it's affected him, I think he should just call it. There is so much more to life than football. You could always be a part of football. He could always be a coach. He could always be something around football. But whenever you get hit like that, like whenever I first saw it, I didn't think that it was that bad of a hit. And he went into like he just his arms got stiff, his hands got stiff, legs got like I mean, I was like, are you like wow. Like that's what it took with like then they showed all the other hits that he got like knocked out. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But this one, by whenever he got hit, like if anybody else gets hit like that, they're popping right back up and walking over to the side. Like it wasn't that it the hit wasn't targeted towards his head, and it still got hit and it affected him. Should he have lowered his shoulder? No, but like everybody's saying that. But at the same time, like in a football situation, that yellow line isn't out there. You don't know where it is if you're in the middle of the field. You don't have that mental, oh, okay. You can guess whenever you look to the sideline, but then whenever you're looking at the defense, your mind's going through so many different things. Like, hey, just get 5 yards here. Okay, well, you snap the ball, you go through your drop. How far was your drop, right? So I think he was just trying to get more yards, like every other football player would. But like I just think that whenever you're getting hit like that and it's still and like it affects you like that, like dude, you're so young. You have so much life left. You were a good quarterback whenever you were there. But yeah, you really gotta evaluate your options here. Because I mean, like if your head goes to scrambled eggs, like that's it. Like you can't enjoy life the way that you want to, you know. So I think he should retire. But if he comes back, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't. But I do think if it's something that's going to be best for him and his family, and he wants to continue to, you know, be around football, I think it's just best for him to hang up the cleats and put on either the whistle or just be a part of the team because I know that he's going to be around football. But yeah, it's tough. I hate seeing players like that. I don't like seeing injuries that are like that, and it's tough because he had a lot of upside. He was still young, decent quarterback, like still had room to grow. But at the end of the day, you got to put your health first. Ball is ball, but your life is another thing, you know? But that's my
Yeah.
thoughts.
But just continuing on throughout the games, there are a lot of upsets this weekend. Um, but what I'm about to talk about wasn't an upset. I called it. It might be an upset for everyone else that doubted the Saints. Would they be able to do this to a good team? It's Dallas. They can rush the passer. We put it on them, start to finish. Um, this offense hasn't looked this good since 2009. Um, and it's a lot different offense too.
Hmm.
And my only thing is like Derek Carr's led 15 drives and we've scored 15 times. When we get stopped and the team stop us consistently, what are we going to go to? And like, we haven't had to show our full playbook. So I'm just interested to see how teams game plan for us, how they slow down the offense, and like how we respond to it. But like, if we keep this up, not like us score 40 points a game, but if it's if our offense is gonna just keep being high powered, we already have a top 10 defense. If we have a top 10 offense, we will compete for top spot in the NFC. Plain and simple. But as I was saying Sunday when I was watching the game, like they doubted us, and we putting it on people, and I love to see it. And there's nothing else people can say now. We played a good team, we played a bad team, blew both out. What are they going to say?
Yep.
Sure, we might be favored against the Eagles, maybe Falcons, but when we go to Kansas City, they're like, can the Saints do what they've been doing? We'll find out. I can't wait to go 20-0 Super Bowl champs. Can't wait to do it. I can't wait to do it, but I don't know if you got anything to say. But
Yeah, no. I think it took Derek Carr some time, but he's clicking with this offense. Your whole offense is just clicking right now. Alvin Kamara's good. I mean, he's looking the same that he did. You guys are. I definitely picked the. I did pick the Cowboys. I thought it was going to be a different team and outcome than the Panthers. It's hard whenever you play the Panthers and they're that bad, and then you come around and then you see the Cowboys play the Browns, and you're just. I picked them, and I shouldn't have, but I did. It is what it is. You're ride or die for the Saints, and you're showing it right now, and it's some good picks right now. They're playing some good ball. Um, but yeah, I'm interested to see how the rest of this year goes. I highly doubt that they go 20-0, but we can see. But yeah, looking good. You said the score was going to be 27-17, by the way.
yeah, I mean, I almost picked Dallas's score with 8 score almost right,
Yeah.
but I thought Dallas's defense was going to be a little better. You know, not let us score 6 straight touchdowns. I didn't think they'd
Yeah.
let us do that. But
That's I'm talking around to some people. I've always said that once Derek Carr gets comfortable with an offense, he's a good quarterback. Not a great quarterback, but he's a good quarterback.
okay,
So
the disrespect's coming already.
what
I just want to put
you
it out
put him in the
there.
great quarterback?
He's playing great.
Yeah, I'm saying okay. Yeah, I think that he's a good quarterback.
He's always been a good quarterback. Do you forget Derek Carr was a front runner for the MVP 1 year for the Raiders, and then he
How
broke his
many?
ankle/leg.
When was that? That was a while ago, right?
Yeah, that was like what it been like his first 4 years or something like that. He was putting up
Yeah,
MVP numbers, front runner, breaks his foot leg, and that was it for their season. And it's like,
mm,
sure, Derek Carr played very inconsistent last year, but and I think similar situation with Bryce Young. I don't think
mhm,
like Bryce Young might be a front runner MVP kind of quarterback, but it was I think any of these quarterbacks at this level, get them in the right system. Well, I mean, look at Baker Mayfield. They were calling him a bust. Put him in the right system, balling out.
mhm.
It's all about systems in the NFL. I feel like, and at the end of the day, I got to go out there and execute. Right now, this offense is executing at a high level, and I think after week 4, teams are going to catch up. And be like, I even think the Falcons might catch up. I think that game's going to be pretty close just because of hatred from,
Yeah.
and we ran up the score on them last year. But I think next week, similar things going to happen. We might not put up 44. We'll put up 35, 38.
We'll see.
And then
I'm
once
excited.
we got 3 games of tape out there, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what your predictions are on Thursday.
Oh, you gonna see.
All right, so to just run through the top three or the last two games that we talked about, you had the Bills, I had Miami. You had the Saints, I had the Cowboys. Moving on, Lions and Tampa Bay. You had the Lions, I had Tampa Bay. You liked anything from that game?
Uh, Surprised by the Lions when it came to clock management, bad decisions by golf. They should have won this game with how injured Tampa Bay was. The fact that they didn't is going to come back to hurt them, I think, later in the year.
Yeah.
But shout out Tampa Bay. Hey, I just want to put it out there. NFC South has two undefeated teams right now. And depending on how tonight's game goes, they might go 1-1 or whatever. But it's like NFC South's not looking that bad with how the Saints and Bucks
Yeah.
have performed so far. So
Colts, Packers, both got that wrong. Both picked the Colts.
coach should not have lost this game.
They shouldn't have. They started out flat though. They
I, I don't know what they expected. They were just gonna run the ball, and that's what they did. Made them look bad.
and then AR had the early pick. But I was shocked that they were able to bring it within seven though, because it could have gotten ugly. But they
Disappointing.
did all right. Titans, Jets. I had the Jets. You had the Titans. I don't know what's going on with Will Levis, but dude
They
needs to
should be
figure it
2-0.
out.
Will Levis, they need to investigate. He might be gambling and just throwing these games on
Selling.
purpose. He's doing it
Oh,
on purpose at this point.
yeah. Yeah. Niners, Minnesota. We both had the Niners.
Shout out
Good
Minnesota
game by
too.
Minnesota.
They're for real. Sam
Seahawks,
Darnold,
Patriots.
they gave up
Yeah.
on him. Hey, they wrote him off. He didn't write back.
Seahawks, Patriots. We both had Seahawks.
Close game.
I
Patriots
didn't
going
know
to
that it
be a
went
tough
into
out for a
OT.
lot of teams. They're just running the ball and playing good defense.
Commanders, New York Giants. Commanders. We both had the Commanders.
Close game
LA,
though.
yeah. LA Chargers versus Carolina. Both picked the Chargers.
How
So
do you
there's
feel
word.
about
Yep, go ahead.
how do you feel about them benching Bryce Young?
It's hard because, like you mentioned before, you put him in a different team, you put him in a different scheme. I think he does do better. Um, Carolina's tough, man. I think they're gonna put. I think Andy Dalton is going in now, right? I think Andy's gonna do exactly what he did with the Bears, exactly what he did with yeah, the Saints. Isn't that whenever he like threw the pick in the famous video of Wilson jumping in the end zone as he's walking off? Was that with you guys or was that with somebody else?
That
I think
might
it was
be
with
on
you
top.
guys. Yeah. But yeah, I think he's gonna do exactly what he's been doing. I feel bad for Young because I feel like it's not all of his fault. But I mean, if they get rid of him and he goes somewhere else, I hope that he can just show what he is capable of. But I don't know, man. That's a tough draw for him. It's a tough draw. But we'll see. What do you think?
It's a combination of like poor. It is poor quarterback play, but I feel
Yeah.
like it's more of a confidence thing than it is a skill thing. I mean, you know, it might be a skill thing, but I don't think it is. I think you know at least give him a chance to back up Andy a few weeks. see the game a little different. They'll probably end up going back to him eventually because like Andy's a bandage on Carolina's problems. Like they might play better slightly, and they might win a game, but it's not like Andy Dalton's going to fix their problems.
Right.
I think upper management's going to see like this team has some big holes in it, and just because they got two guards, and paid them a lot of money, doesn't fix their problems.
Right.
Uh, so I mean, it's just tough to be a Panthers fan at this point in time, but hopefully, I mean not hopefully, but they'll figure it out at some point. And if Bryce Young has to go to a different team and take like a Sam Darnold route, so be it. But
Yep.
it is what it is.
Chargers look good though.
Yeah, they look okay.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Jacks Browns. We both had Jacksonville.
They should have won this game.
I didn't watch any of this one.
It was bad weather. It was like raining like crazy. But Cleveland's not that good, I don't think.
Oh yeah. Whenever I watched them against Cowboys, I didn't think they were good either. But Baltimore Raiders.
This is more
You
shocking
said
than I think.
you said that the Raiders or the Ravens were gonna cover.
I thought they would. This
I
game's
thought so too.
this was the biggest upset of the weekend.
Yeah.
Vegas played
We'll see.
inspired. Ravens, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know. They played pretty well against KC and then this. So I don't know. Don't know. Rams and Arizona both picked the Rams.
Sheesh. Arizona must have hurt us.
Hey, Tyler Murray found out what his job is.
Well, you know what's funny? Is after that he only targeted once after that first quarter. I don't know. Howard Murray got some things he got to figure out.
Yeah.
But they look good though.
Ever ever since ever since he was like it was like that COD thing, like he wasn't in the playbook and he was just playing COD all the time. It's been downhill for him.
You know. But they look
Pittsburgh,
good though.
Denver. Sorry. Yep, they did. Pittsburgh, Denver. You had Pittsburgh. I had Denver. Cincy, Kansas City. You had Cincy. I had Kansas City.
I don't know what it is. The last two games Cincinnati's played Kansas City, they just can't avoid penalties on fourth down or third down
Yep.
in the fourth quarter. I just don't get it.
I don't know what's going on with Jamar. Like the whole stunt that happened on the field. Like, dude, so what? You didn't get it. Yeah, you're mad. But like for you to keep throwing a fit in the huddle with your teammates and then on the sideline with your coach, dude, grow up. Like you stop acting like a little kid. That's something that I would see like a high school kid do. And it's like, yeah, I get it. You're frustrated and you're mad, but like you can't do anything about it. It's already been done. Be frustrated and move on. Like I don't know. I saw that and I was like, what is going on? Like, come on, dude. But I don't know. Since he's got a lot of, I feel like we mentioned this earlier. I think there's a lot of outside stuff that's just going on, and it's hindering them on the field.
I think the Jamar thing's just pent up frustrations with his contract, with T. Higgins being out injured.
Yeah.
Teams just double him, and they can get away with it. which slows down their offense. Once T. Higgins comes back, Jamar can get his touches, his yards. He can back up why he needs this money. They'll be fine, but it was just pent up frustration, I think. Still inexcusable, but
Uh,
that's what I think it was, really. And also, T. Higgins needs to come back so I can start him in one of my leagues and start getting some points. I'd like that.
um, Also, did you see that the refs or like the league came out and said that since he shouldn't have lost to the Patriots, they shouldn't have called Gesicki's touchdown not a touchdown. It should have been ruled a touchdown.
Since he had multiple touchdowns, they should have scored like the one. The dude fumbled at the one.
Hmm.
So they should have beat the Patriots regardless.
Yeah,
That just
I
goes to
just think
show.
it's nuts. And then last night's game, Sunday Night Football, Houston versus the Bears. Houston had the nice whites. Bears had the orange unis out. You had Houston, I had Houston. What are your uh what are your thoughts on the Bears in Houston and
Uh, just since we live up here up north, um, up in the Chicagoland area, there's a lot of hype regarding this football team, and hype was unwarranted. Is the defense good? Yes. I think they proved that last night and with their week one showing. Like the defense, something to write home about. The offense, they don't have an O line. So you can't really do much if you can't run the ball or pass protect. They can do neither. So they're going to struggle. And yeah,
yeah, run game last night, non-existent. Swift was couldn't run forward. He had to run sideways or backwards. Caleb Williams has gotta I know that his offensive line can't pass protect for him, but he can't be doing what he tried to do in college. Like in college he didn't have defensive linemen running fours in the 40-yard dashes. Like these guys are the real deals. It's not some chubby kid coming out of I don't know college algebra or something like that and coming in trying to tackle you like you had. Like something that this is somebody that whenever you start running, they're going to be able to chase you down. So I think once he starts getting the feel for NFL and the talent level there, I think he can kind of excel. But I mean, he's doing exactly what I thought he was going to do. It's a lot different from college. It's a lot different from what he was used to. And once he starts getting used to kind of that aspect of things, the Bears can start to do some things. I think Keenan Allen being out also hurts the Bears because Keenan is just somebody that can get open, and if he can find them, they'll be all right. But Houston is, in my eyes, they should be doing a lot better than what they're doing right now. I think they should have blown past the Colts week one with the addition that they added over the offseason. I don't think they should have only scored 19 points last night. I mean, with the people that they have, like they have weapons on offense, and their defense is pretty good too. Like they have weapons on defense. But I think once Houston starts picking up and like really starting to get that chemistry, they're going to be a team to watch. But until then, they might get some early losses just because they're not playing to their ability. We'll see. We'll see. And then the game that's going on right now, Philly and Atlanta.
0-0, almost end of the
Zero.
first.
Okay. So we can revisit that on
I'm
Thursday.
already telling you, Eagles gonna win. Eagles gonna
We
win.
both we both picked the Eagles.
Yeah, Atlanta got a lot of problems right now, but at least, yeah. Eagles should win this game though. If the Eagles don't win this game, I'll then know someone that comments on the next on this post $5 of my choosing. If y'all have stuck with us and watched until this part of the video, $5 the Falcons win to someone random. Got a comment though in the video.
They just got to comment something.
Yeah, just say you owe me $5, Tavius. If the Falcons end up winning, we'll see who's watching. Aiden. We'll see who makes it to the
We
end.
will. We will. But, well, we got the records are in besides this last one, but it doesn't matter because if we win or lose, it'll be what it is because we have the same teams. But we both finished 7-8 for NFL.
Hey, it was a weekend with a lot of upsets. Teams aren't who we thought they were, so I think this next week we'll do better.
We will. We will. But got anything else heading into the rest of this week? End of Monday Night Football, finishing up week 2 for NFL.
Yeah, not really, man. Just we'll stay in tune with the news. We'll come at you with great sports knowledge. I'm excited to record on Thursday and get these picks in for this next week. I'm already itching. I'm trying to do the best, getting ready. Trying to help out the
Sounds
viewers
good.
too with some of their betting habits. We're trying to help them out, and give them
Yeah,
great
yeah.
knowledge.
Trying to get you some money. Win you some money on the weekends, enjoying the food, probably some burgers, some beer, who knows,
Mhm.
whatever you like to enjoy.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, go ahead and leave us some recommendations in the comments as well. What you guys want to see more of, what you guys kind of want us to do. If there's different games that you want us to play or whatever, uh, or talk about, see what you want us to talk about. Put your input in. We're open to anything. But that ends today's podcast. See ya. I'm the Aiden.
I'm the T Tavius, and we'll see y'all shortly next later down this week.